July 1st, 2017, a day our city will never forget.
The dude that was in front of me, I seen him get shot in his shoulder.
Around 2:30 in the morning, 25 people were hit by gunfire.
Dozens of members of an alleged hate group in our own backyard now facing federal charges. In total, more than 54 people have been indicted and are facing conspiracy charges.
These are just some of the people who have been arrested after a grand jury investigation was unsealed today.
Ramirez had previously been arrested after police say he was helping recruit minors to savage Locos.
Gangs are no longer confined to major cities or distant headlines. They're embedded in communities across Arkansas. From Springdale to Little Rock to rural Pope County, law enforcement agencies are confronting a broad range of criminal organizations tied to drug trafficking, violence, and the recruitment of minors. These groups vary in size and ideology, from street-level cliques like the Wicked Brown Suspects to white supremacist networks like the new Aryan Empire. Recent arrests and federal indictments reveal a disturbing pattern. Gangs operating in Arkansas are becoming more organized, more violent, and more aggressive in targeting vulnerable youth. The following sections outline several key cases that highlight the scale of the problem and the ongoing response from police, prosecutors, and federal task forces working to disrupt these networks before they grow further.
Breaking news as we come in the air tonight. A juvenile detention center employee is arrested as part of an investigation into a local street gang. JDC employee Clara Garcia has been arrested out of Fayetteville, accused of giving confidential juvenile information to a man believed to be involved with the street gang Savage Locos. His name is Rogelio Ramirez. Ramirez had previously been arrested after police say he was helping recruit minors to Savage Locos. Garcia, Ramirez, Sebastian Martinez, and Marco Ramirez have now all been arrested as
investigators describe the Savage Locos as a violent street gang based in Springdale, Arkansas, known for intimidation and recruiting minors. In mid-2023, Washington County detectives, working with a federal task force, launched an investigation into the gang's efforts to enlist local teens. By October, 4 people were arrested: 3 Springdale men, ages 20 to 28, and a former juvenile detention officer. All were charged with soliciting or recruiting children to join a criminal gang. According to police reports, one suspect's phone revealed Instagram messages showing active recruitment of at least 10 boys from area schools. 2 of the suspects were caught on video beating a teenager in what authorities say was a violent beat-in initiation ritual. Prosecutors say Savage Locos members identify openly posting gang-related videos and wearing tattoos that signal affiliation. Though largely underground, the gang has been linked to multiple crimes in the region. In one past case, a 2015 Fayetteville shooting suspect known as Shadow was tied to the group. Authorities believe the Savage Locos aren't just recruiting, they're expanding their footprint through violence. Each of the 4 defendants now faces felony charges and possible prison time. A Springdale prosecutor called the group violent and dangerous, emphasizing that these arrests are part of a broader crackdown on gangs targeting Arkansas youth.
July 1st, 2017, a day our city will never forget.
The dude that was in front of me, I seen him get shot in his shoulder.
Around 2:30 in the morning, 25 people were hit by gunfire.
If he wasn't in front of me, I would have got hit in my face.
3 more people were hurt while trying to escape. 1 person jumped from a second-story window. So far, only a few arrests.
You may recall the shooting broke out during a concert headlining Finesse 2 times. His bodyguard, Contrell Gwynn, convicted on charges stemming from that shooting. He was released from prison in late 2019. The other man, Tyler Jackson, he's still behind bars. LRPD still expecting 1 more arrest with 1 active warrant. That name has not yet been released. Now, the rapper Finesse 2 times remains in federal prison tonight. He was never charged in connection to the Little Rock shooting, but he has been convicted on charges stemming from a nightclub shooting in Forest City.
In Little Rock, the Wolfe Street Crips have long held ground as one of the city's most entrenched street gangs. Their operations came under heavy federal scrutiny during a years-long investigation led by the FBI and Get Rock Task Force. In May 2021, federal prosecutors announced the sentencing of Machida Frog, Mitchell Jr., a former Wolfe Street Crips leader, to 15 years in prison. Mitchell had pleaded guilty to drug conspiracy and possession of a firearm in furtherance of drug trafficking. When agents raided his home, they seized gallons of Mary and several guns, evidence of a large-scale drug operation tied directly to the gang. The Wolfe Street Crips' reach has extended beyond drug crimes. In 2017, a violent clash between the Crips and a rival crew erupted at the Power Ultra Lounge, resulting in multiple injuries and drawing national attention. That incident triggered a sweeping 2018 crackdown that led to nearly 50 indictments against members of both the Bloods and Crips in the Little Rock area. Federal and local authorities say dismantling drug networks like those tied to the Wolfe Street Crips remains a top priority in the state's broader fight against organized gang violence.
It's called Operation to the Dirt. Court records say it's the slogan for the new Aryan Empire and means membership for life.
It's detailed very specifically in here. Several members of the new Aryan Empire, also known as NAE, are being charged with some violent actions to try and prevent certain members from talking to law enforcement. The grand jury indictments detail how the white supremacist gang engaged in multiple acts of violence, including kidnapping and attempting to murder one informant and stabbing and maiming two others suspected of cooperating with law enforcement. To murder the confidential informant responsible for the member Marcus Millsap being charged with drug trafficking. It says NAE President Wesley Gullett and other members offered different sums of money, up to $50,000 in one instance, and a Harley Davidson in another offer worth $30,000. The confidential informant Bruce Wayne Hurley. But on January 4, 2016, the indictment says the gun misfired on one attempt to carry out the assassination. In May of 2017, the charging document indicates several NAE members kidnapped, beat, and stabbed and threatened a member identified as CL in an attempt to convince CL to not testify as a witness in a felon in possession case against the member known as Kevin Long.
One of Arkansas's most serious gang cases involves the new Aryan Empire, a violent white supremacist group rooted in Polk County. Though it began as a prison gang, federal investigators revealed in 2019 that the new Aryan Empire had evolved into a drug trafficking network operating far beyond prison walls. That year, a sweeping 54-count federal indictment charged 54 suspected members and associates with crimes ranging from racketeering to kidnapping. Prosecutors said the new Aryan Empire leaders ordered beatings, kidnappings, and assaults on suspected informants, all while running a major meth pipeline in the Russellville area. By late 2022, several top members were sentenced in federal court. Russell Robinson of Dover received 204 months for kidnapping and assault in aid of racketeering. 4 others were convicted on drug conspiracy charges, drawing sentences between 90 and 188 months. Each will serve 5 years of supervised release after prison. The case stemmed from a multi-agency investigation led by the FBI, ATF, and Polk County deputies between 2016 and 2017. Authorities uncovered the gang's brutal internal enforcement tactics. Members who broke ranks were beaten and even cut with knives as punishment. The new Aryan Empire case underscores the presence of white supremacist gangs in rural Arkansas. While the 2019 indictments named 54 suspects, some officials estimate that thousands of Arkansans may be affiliated with similar Aryan Nation-style groups. Law enforcement now views any resurgence of these networks as a serious threat, with continued FBI monitoring expected. Beyond high-profile cases, Arkansas law enforcement continues to monitor a wide range of smaller gangs operating across the state. One such group is the Wicked Brown Suspects, a Hispanic street gang based in Springdale. Wicked Brown Suspects has appeared in criminal case files, including a 2017 Arkansas appeals court ruling that identified the group by name. In April 2013, Rogers police arrested 5 men linked to the Wicked Brown Suspects after a patrol sergeant spotted a suspicious car outside a motel. Inside, officers found blue bandanas, hats, and shirts bearing the gang's logo. The suspects were charged with weapons and drug offenses. While less prominent than groups like the Crips or New Aryan Empire, WBS illustrates how even smaller gangs use clear symbols and maintain a visible street presence. Mugshots and news coverage from the 2013 raid reinforce concerns about the gang's local activity. Police say Arkansas remains a patchwork of active gangs, from national sets like the Crips, Bloods, and Serenos to smaller local crews. Authorities take gang signs and graffiti seriously, treating them as potential signs of recruitment or turf expansion. Community outreach and school-based prevention programs are part of the broader strategy to combat gang influence. Estimates suggest the problem is widespread. The recent arrests of gang members across Arkansas highlight a growing concern that extends far beyond isolated criminal activity. From the violent beat-ins of the savage Locos in Springdale to the drug operations of the Wolfe Street Crips in Little Rock, the reach of organized gangs is both deep and widespread. The takedown of the white supremacist New Aryan Empire and the arrests of WBS members further reveal that these threats exist in both urban centers and rural towns. While law enforcement agencies have made significant progress in targeting these groups, the fight is far from over. The recruitment of minors, the circulation of illegal firearms, and the persistence of racially motivated crime signal ongoing dangers that demand continued vigilance. As Arkansas communities grapple with the consequences of gang activity, collaboration between police, schools, and local leaders remains essential to protect future generations and push back against a culture of violence.